Right, so yeah, it's been a little while, hasn't it? What,
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is it 2 weeks?
I think, yeah.
And I don't see you next week, do I?
No, because I've got work experience.
And where's your work experience again? To do with the motor industry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Leicester, doing it with suspension, Bilstein. You heard of them?
I remember you telling me, but it's not something I'm aware of. Maybe some of the viewers have heard of it.
Maybe. Yeah, they do all sorts. They do Jaguar, Land Rover, Ariel. They do Aston Martin, Audi.
Quite high end.
Yeah, they do quite a lot. Yeah, I think they supply all of Jaguars. Then certain Audis. They're working on the new S5, I think, at the moment.
All right, yeah. So that'll be interesting for you. Have you been there yet, or is that?
Yeah, I went for like a taster, not a taster day, but I went in for like an hour. Just had a little look around on what I'm doing. There's only there must have been about 6, 7 people in the production room. It was really, really weird. 'Cause you think it's a fairly big company, but it was it's a small room, and it was just
only a couple of people calling the shots, sort of thing, directing traffic, literally.
Yeah, and it's just people had their own little workstations, and it was just going round.
Yeah.
So it was all hand put together. So.
Yeah. Cool. Good. We was trying to remember where we left off, weren't we? The last lesson.
Yeah, we did the parallel park and the emergency stop.
Right. Okay.
We did a little bit of faster driving, but not too much.
Right. Okay.
Because I've kind of got the hang of that now.
Okay.
So I don't know if it might be useful trying to do the emergency stop again, because I only did it properly once, because I don't think we had enough time.
So you're just looking to brake firmer earlier? Was that it? Or?
Yeah, I think what it was, as I went down on the brake, I should have been on the brake harder, quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not your reaction, it's your action.
Yeah.
Once you've reacted. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get that in at some point then, just to recap it for you. Do you think we should make things slightly more challenging for you?
Yeah.
You know, because you said you're feeling alright with the faster driving and that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start adding in more complex driving situations. I don't know. I mean, we've done town driving and stuff and expanded on that much.
We've done a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
I think last time we went up and down through some little alleyways, and there was this really sharp corner. I remember the back wheel went up and over the curb ever so slightly.
Right. Okay. What did you learn about?
It wasn't so much my speed; it was just how I came into the junction.
Yeah.
It was I just turned in a bit too early, and I just got the back wheel, just went up and over the curb.
Right. Okay. The corner, was it a really sharp one in the end? When we talked about it, did we say it was a really sharp one or?
Yeah, it was a right angle. So
Okay.
It was a really narrow road.
Yeah. That you're turning onto, so you got to.
Yeah.
So it's timing, isn't it? There. Do you remember what we said we'd try and do differently, today and going on forwards from today? In terms of, because we don't want the back tyres to go over again, it could crush somebody's toes, couldn't it, if they're stood on the edge? We wouldn't want that, especially if it's a clown stood there.
Wasn't it turn, when you're half your car's behind you and half the car's in front of the jump?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, sorry, say that again. Just.
Is it so you got say that's the line of the corner.
Yeah.
Half a car's in front of it, half a car's behind it.
Yeah. Just get halfway past before you turn, and you want to be kind of straight as well.
Yeah.
Because if you angle like a usual curb, and then you steer, So it's just about identification on approach. Spot it on approach, and then you'll know you'll know to do what you just told me. Yeah. Any other things to be aware of with your driving that you want me to help you with today, or are you just feeling good generally, or?
You can maybe go a bit more over the controlled roundabouts a little bit.
Like controlled roundabouts? Yeah.
Just so I can 100% get the hang of them.
Oh, do you mean like bigger, busier roundabouts with the spirals?
Lanes, yeah.
Got you, because they're normally quite often light controlled, aren't they? So, all right then. So, shall we mix it up a bit? Get you in some more complex situations. We'll throw in the emergency stop.
I was driving with Andy to pick up my mum from a train station.
Yeah.
And as we came off this roundabout, this guy just stopped on the exit of a roundabout. I had a van behind me and another one beside me.
Why did he stop?
I don't know, he just stopped for no reason. Like, no hazards, just an indicate. So I obviously had to slow down.
Oh, pulled in, like proper, pulled
so
over.
Curve, and he literally, as we came off roundabout, and just stopped on the exit for no reason.
That's never a good one, that ain't. Because what does everybody do as you come off a roundabout usually?
Speed up.
Yeah.
So as we came, I went, why has he got the brakes on? There's no one in front of him. I looked beside me, I went, there's someone there. Looked behind me, there's someone there. I went, well, I'm getting boxed in now.
Mm-hmm.
So the van beside me put his foot down, left some room, and as I was put the indicator on and looked to move out, the van behind me moved out and then pulled back in because he realised I was coming out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So there was lots going on.
There was a lot going on in about 5 seconds.
Yeah. And your mirrors kept you up to speed with everything, and I guess it highlights the importance of always having that escape route as well with your driving. Make sure you've always got space around you.
I had a weird feeling as we came off. I went, why is he slowing down? I put my brakes on. And he put his indicator on. I was like, it's pulling over in it at the exit of the roundabout. So that was good. Good practice though.
Yeah, well, at least it all went okay, and it's going to heighten your awareness, isn't it, as to what to expect sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Anything that you want me to give you guidance or instruction on?
I think if I could have done anything better, or a different way how you would have done it.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Will do.
Or if anything else.
Got you. Yeah. Job's a good one. Drive on when you're ready.
A bit used to this clutch and brakes now.
Because you've been driving your City Girl for a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
And have you gained any more subscribers on your YouTube channel?
I've gained a few.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've gained.
I saw you put a few more videos on.
Yeah.
Did check.
Yeah, I've pretty much brought all the DLCs and everything now in the game.
What's that?
Like just add-ons that you can buy.
Oh right, yeah. Roundabout Jack, we'll take a left. For those watching, we haven't recorded a lesson for a couple of weeks because Jack's had work experience, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just been off.
Yeah.
Been busy.
And then last week we had the snow, so it was optional really to take the lesson. Friday for us in Derby weren't too bad, but just for those wondering, I'm guessing for people watching would be wondering, do I do lessons in snow? It's depends on the customer, their level of ability, their confidence, and where they live. Really.
Yeah.
That's my criteria, really.
Yeah, where we live, the roads were just insane.
what we'll do, Jack, is we will take the right-hand lane when it's available. I should have said position towards, really, and just follow this one ahead. Any other interesting scenarios then that you've come up with your driving? Come up against?
I had a few bikes just whiz past me out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, one of them again.
Yeah. Not doing a wheelie though.
No.
Yeah. Apart from that, not too many. I think the only thing sometimes I do is either approach a corner or a roundabout a little bit too fast.
Follow signs now for you, Toxeter. And have you worked out why it's too fast sometimes?
Not really, I think it's just...
Do you want me to keep my eye out for it today then? See if there's anything I can pick up on? Turn into junctions, you say?
Yeah, either into junctions or just sometimes... Not to say that I'm not aware of the speed I'm doing. I know how fast I'm going. I think it's just could have either dropped it down another gear to just make sure.
Okay. It's either going to be recognising it late, not braking enough, or not doing the gear in time, or the wrong gear. It's going to be something like that, really, isn't it?
It's only like Andy, he only noticed it once when I went out the other day, but sort of apart from everything else, you'll do it fine.
Take the and then take the next road on the left. Road on the left. And then just follow the road ahead. Jack, lots to think about there, testing you there. Glad you're still signalling for the one way as well.
Yeah.
Very pedestrianised around here. Yeah.
Saw the blue sign still.
At the next lights, Jack, could you turn left?
Yeah.
It's at the lights. I don't know if I said it, but just to be clear, we're not following for you Toxeter anymore. I don't think I said that.
Yeah.
I should have done that. Everything okay with the lights then? Any misunderstandings or?
No, I think the lights are okay. I think sometimes it's just, I don't know, my brain just gets a bit confused with things sometimes.
Yeah. What do you think prompts that?
Um,
What would say is, try and make sure you're ready to go on green. So when it's green, you're going. You're not prepared. You're not sort of starting to find the bite turn green and set the gas on green, because some lights will be changed back in no time.
Yeah.
And you'll have people around you sounding the horn and getting close.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want any reminders with that.
Yeah, please.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the next road, we'll be turning right.
Turning right.
Yeah.
So to move over.
Well done. Good stuff. Tremendous planning. That's what I told you about that. So what's happening to your lane then?
It's sort of being squeezed down the side.
When we enter the next road,
Yeah.
we'll be turning right.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be turning right here, of course,
Yeah.
following the bend, but then we'll be turning right. We won't
Okay.
be following the road straight on. Okay. Now you're getting on with your theory then. You're cracking on.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I need to do. I passed the first. I did an exam,
Yeah.
practice one on the computer, and I passed it for the first time, which is good.
Oh, that's good.
So try and do a few more. But I think the thing that I'm maybe struggling with is hazard awareness, because it's like I spot them and I click on it and it's like it doesn't pick it up.
You got to learn to play the game, unfortunately. You know, with that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I end up clicking a second too early, and I get 0
Yeah.
because I'm better than the computer's been programmed. If that makes, that's how.
Yeah.
Well. So yeah, ready. Good stuff, yeah. Don't matter that you did that, you held your position, you checked. And if you were in a brand new area, let's be realistic, you might just do that. I might do that if I'm going to like some place in Nottingham I've not driven before.
Yeah.
But it's how you do it, isn't it? It's how you don't panic and you do it safe.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that. It's quite. I wouldn't ask any other, but I wouldn't. What I just said to you, I probably wouldn't do that to many others, because it just could be confusing.
Yeah.
But well done. So that just follow your road ahead now.
When we're coming on, say to a multi-laned roundabout, like a big one.
Yeah.
If I'm going across.
Just let that keep in your right hand lane. Ease off and let that black van go in front of us. Just let it go. Okay, let's put the foot down now and go. Do you know that one time that van nearly went in the back of us? You know, when that BMW signalled left, it literally was about that close. And I was really keen. I thought it would try and go around you anyway because of its driving style.
Yeah.
That's the one time the car didn't take an opportunity. I just prefer, if you've got that type of driver, that it's in front of us, not behind us.
No.
Because it can't rear end us if it's in front of us.
No.
So have a think about that with your own driving. If there's a type of driver that you wouldn't want behind you, use opportunities to let them pass you when it's safe,
Yeah.
5,596 or something. Not that I don't check. Not that I'm checking all the time or anything. No, it's just below 5,600, I believe, as of Friday the 9th of January. For March, not February either. March.
It's good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I've not been as constant with the uploads last week or so. I've been working on another project, which is taking up quite a lot of time. So at the roundabout, could you follow signs for Chesterfield? That's it. So what do you know about this roundabout then?
It's busy.
Yeah.
It's quite a busy roundabout.
Big in size, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's busy and it's big, what's it likely to have?
Traffic lights.
Yeah. And you said earlier, only help you if you need it, is that right? Just see how you get on.
Try and remind me, yeah. Now, I know what I was going to say. If I was coming on to a big roundabout,
Yeah.
and I was moving over the lanes to get in the right lane I need to be in, would I need to indicate whilst I'm going over the lanes?
Not as long as you're early enough. It's like here.
Yeah.
If you positioned into that middle as when this purple car moves forward,
Yeah.
you should be able to just position with the road. Although, saying that, if you did, you'd really want to tell these guys, because this is a split in your lane, really, not theirs. They should stay in the left, really, there. So you shouldn't need to signal, but you might need to. Depends on what you see around you in your mirrors, yeah?
I don't need to signal, do I?
Oh, you need to signal on approach, for sure, yeah. But when you're on it, it's being controlled then, isn't it? The traffic around you, and because you're in a certain lane, they'd expect you to do certain
go
things.
where the lorry is, don't I?
Correct, into the right-hand lane, yeah.
But I can't go because they're all there.
That's it. Because if you do, you'll just be lumbered in the middle, won't you?
Yeah.
Good. Tell me where you think it spirals.
Here.
Yeah. What exit number's this?
That's second.
Yeah. So,
Let's go round.
so it's going to be the next one after this one. What lane are you going to go in when you go round here?
The middle.
You could go middle. Probably best to go left, you know? Go all the way across to the left. So go from right, skipping, well, 4 lanes across, isn't it? 3 lanes across. Because the left's got to exit. See what I mean? You got to follow that, you know, that line that was in front of us. If you rewind this tape, you'll see a bit of red paint and a white line that was like that. Your job was to line up and follow it. Don't matter though, because you can. But I would get up to 40 quickly, or else you're going to be stuck in the right-hand lane. It's 40 mile an hour on this road, so get up to speed. Don't worry about that. Get up to speed efficiently, because if this gets to 40, we're going to have to drop back. That's going to cause a mess behind us. Because most people do 70 even though it's 40, unfortunately. Jack, that's really close, that is.
Sorry.
So even though it's 40, you might have to just put your foot down and brake the speed limit a bit, to be fair there. Just slightly, just to get in front of the lorry, then we can come back to 40 and hold the gap. You could drop back, but that's more dangerous, because you're going to affect all the traffic in the right-hand lane that could rear end you or each other. So that's why I said, first thing when you're coming on the road, you've got to think about your speed, you've got to think about the limit. You was fussing about the signal, forget that. You did that, but probably worse. Alright, so that's poor judgment there. Do you remember where we need to see the lorry before we start to move across? Which one?
The side mirrors.
No, definitely, 100% not. Yeah. Why not the side mirrors?
Like they look closer than they actually are.
They look further away than they are.
Oh, that's weird.
They're actually much closer. They're actually right behind you. But because it's convex glass, it makes them look further away. So you, before you even check your door mirrors, you're waiting for the lorry to appear in this. All right, next time, yeah? What I might do, I might just ask you next time, just so I know you've remembered. Is that all right?
Yes.
When you're in cancelling signals, Jack, you want to put the most minimal pressure on the left stick possible.
Yeah.
So just reach with one finger from the steering wheel. You don't even move your hand, and just go light pressure, and let the gear stick sort of bounce back to the gear stick. Indicate stick wobble back to the middle. It should sort of bounce as it does it. When we get to the end of the road at the roundabout, we'll be turning right. Okay.
Need to go over it,
That's it.
quite there.
What's the speed limit?
70.
So if you get in the right hand lane to overtake, so what if you're still in the right when you get there? Do you see what I mean? You're going to be positioned anyway. Because these aren't doing 70, and they should be really. Well, now they wouldn't, because they're roundabout back there. I don't know what their excuse was really on a day like today. So it's right for Derby. Right. So what we're going to tell people?
We're turning right.
Yeah. Right, now look at the outside edges here.
Yeah.
You see that white paint on the left?
Yeah.
Well, you're turning right. You're in the right hand lane now.
Yeah.
You really want to be in the left for the new road, ideally. It doesn't matter if you're not. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So what you want to do here is look at your spacings. If you position early with that left, it's not a lane change. It's kind of like what you was asking me earlier. Does that make sense? That's it. That's it.
Coming off here.
Mm-hmm. So it's better to do that. You could have done that,
Yeah.
but that can be awkward because it's only a short little road, short little lane. So we'll be on here till the end, about a mile. So why do you think that's undertook you?
What is it along here? Didn't say the speed limit.
It's still the same speed limit as the old road.
Oh, it's still 70.
Well, this is a single carriageway, this is,
Oh,
even though it's,
60.
yeah.
There wasn't a sign coming off the road.
Turn right at the roundabout, Jack. Third exit. Fantastic. Sorry, you said something to me. I know I just wasn't in a position to answer it really, but you said there wasn't any signs or something
Yeah, as I came off the roundabout, I was looking, I didn't see any signs.
for the new road, for the speed
Yeah,
limit.
for that one just there.
Remember though, if the speed limit's the same, there's not going to be any.
Okay.
So it's your job to know that it hasn't changed. Like there hasn't been another one before you entered the roundabout, or as you was exiting before you reached the beginning of the new road, potentially, because it could be anywhere. So your job is to constantly keep it up to date with everything. Look at every lamppost so that you know you've not missed one, or when it's a new speed limit, they're not on lampposts, they're bigger circles like these here, and on their own posts. So pull up on the left at a safe place, please, Jack. Cheers for that. Right, so just pop the signal. I've noticed a bit of a pattern then. Anything that you feel that you could maybe put more focus on in terms of this type of driving? Because I know what I think if you're unsure.
I think maybe just definitely I don't really know. I think I think just try and remember I think I'm okay with my mirrors, apart from obviously when I moved over that lane and I was close to the lorry.
Did you rely on the door mirror? Do you think?
Yeah, that's
I appreciate your honesty with that, and that's a great example for you and for anybody watching why you should never ever rely on these. Use these secondary once you know where it already is, because this is flat glass. Yeah, well, we went over that. Is that all?
Yeah, that's
making sense. What I think you need to do, right, is you need to be more assertive when you building up speed. Number one, you need to know what the speed limit is, and then you need to do it, because that showed it really, didn't it? I think we got undertaken on. Well, I don't think we got undertaken on the single carriageway back here.
Yeah.
And the lorry was, you know, the beginning of that 40 road, and that road is always awkward because it's 40, that one.
Yeah. So
if the lorry gets to 40 and you're doing 40 and you're in the right, that lorry had a big trailer on the back, and it's really going to offset the balance of the traffic behind you and stuff.
Yeah. If you were to be in that situation on an actual test, what would you do? Would you just have to sit at 40?
You could do, but then you could say, you could argue, well, it's the overtaking lane and you're not overtaking.
Yeah.
Now, from my experience, sometimes it might be justified and expected if you're already in the position, which once you're there, you can't undo it, can you?
Yeah.
To just get a bit of acceleration down and get in front. The trick is don't get in that situation.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, just remind me the question again, because I think there was another part of that I was going to say that I forgot in my mind.
If you're in that situation in an exam, would it be okay to speed over the speed limit and overtake for lorry?
Okay, so sometimes, when you're coming on a slip road and the carriageway is chocker, it's full of cars, there's only one gap. To get in it, you need to speed up to get in it.
Yeah.
It's to maintain the level of safety as well to do it, because braking might have been dangerous. And feedback that I've had from examiners before has said, I would have expected you to bring the speed back down earlier, which implies, yes, I know you did the speed, and that's because of X, Y, Z. But then you needed to get back to the speed limit. So it's sort of acknowledged that and it is sometimes you need to just, maybe to get past that lorry or whatever, or if it's whatever it might be, you might just do 72, 73 for a little bit. Strictly speaking, I'm not telling you to do that, because I'll be telling you to sort of break the law in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have got to use common sense and think about safety.
Yeah.
But let's, instead of that, so we don't have to do any of that, we can work on planning.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, that's sort of a main focus, is keeping up to date with speed limits so you know what to do. Yeah. And then all you got to do is think about doing it earlier and do it assertively, because I think you're getting up to speed on them roads is quite soft and gentle, and it's...
Yeah, I think if I definitely know the speed limit, then I will try and get up to speed. Like that road back there on the dual carriageway, because I did see these signs, I was like, I'm confused, there's still lampposts around. That's the bit I think that confused me. I went, why is everyone doing like 50, 60 when there's a load of lampposts?
There'd be repeaters on those lampposts if you watch it back. If there's lampposts, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't looking for lampposts because it's kind of in my subconscious there. I'm thinking about you and what's around us and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. There was lampposts, but yeah, if there was lampposts, there should be the small repeater signs on there. So, one more question. I need to just make sure that there's no confusion. How did you know that was a dual carriageway and not? Sorry. How did you know that was a single carriageway and not a dual? The one that we just come off before the roundabout.
The centre reservation. There wasn't one.
Yes.
So it was there was 2 lanes.
Yeah.
And then it went into it was 2 lanes each side, but there wasn't a centre reservation.
Great. Yeah.
So it was 60 along there, but I didn't see any signs. So I mean, that's a bit that confused me.
Okay. I tell you what might be a good thing. Go over the whole thing again, the same route.
Yeah.
There's quite a few things there we could pick up on. What do you reckon? Or
yeah, I don't mind what you.
I think so, because it all links into what we're doing. The spiral roundabout thing you said.
Yeah.
That first big Mark Eaton roundabout is a spiral roundabout, and we can go off the bit where you didn't position and get in the left-hand lane. Because if you'd have got in the left-hand lane, there wouldn't have been the issue with the lorry.
Yeah.
The lorry would have been at the side of you, well behind you, I think, in the left. We might have gone in the right, but even so, if it wants to overtake and break the speed limit, it can. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's nothing to do with us really.
Yeah.
We can't change what people do. So yeah, shall we do that?
Yeah.
All right then. And do you want me to guide you on the bits that was missing last time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's do that. So I'll give you directions to get there. Okay. Any other thoughts from yourself or anything?
Don't think so. I think you've covered most things I was a bit concerned about, I think.
Okay. Sounds good.
I presume I'm going.
Yeah, just drive on. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to come back the same way, you see. If we go back the opposite way, it'll be completely different. So we're going to do a big loop back round. And, yeah. As well, you don't have to signal before you release the handbrake either, because sometimes that can make it slightly awkward. Your hand's like this.
Yeah.
So as your hand is leaving the handbrake, because you've just put it down on the indicator stick,
So
as you grab, because you've still not really moved off at that point.
No.
The wheels might have moved about that much, and it's still going to be beneficial to those behind, because at that point it won't be clear that you're moving off. Plans for the weekend?
I think it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I think we're pretty going to stay in. I think.
Spend some time together, like.
Yeah. Not too sure.
Fair play.
You do anything?
Chicken shed in the garden, a little chicken pen. Keep getting nagged at to do that, so I might do a bit. I'll be working on my videos this weekend and taking my son swimming classes. At the roundabout, go straight on. do now is follow signs for the city centre. Second a bit earlier there. It's quite a sharp uphill one, isn't it? So just have a few more looks into the junction. It might make you think, oh, about them things I've just said. Uphill, sharp. Well done. And just keep following the road ahead. Junction?
Yeah, I don't.
Do you think you needed first?
No, I think what it was, as I looked to the right, I saw the car, the parked car, and I think my brain took that as a car was
well, you did it all smoothly anyway, there's nothing behind us, but I thought that with the bus earlier, you know, that left turn we took near Derby College?
Yeah.
In towards town. I thought you could have kept going there with the bus, you could have gone second and kept going. So it's similar to that, turn left at the roundabout, we're not following signs for city centre anymore. Nice one. Good stuff. Anybody else doing that? Just what that bike did. You just come round you with one hand on the wheel. Didn't you see him come round you, that one?
Yeah, I saw him.
You did?
Yeah. That's why as I was about to move off, I double checked my mirrors to see if there wasn't anything.
I want you to follow the road ahead, but I don't want you to go under the bridge. Awesome. Yeah, so just a case of positioning it like you did. No signal required, really. Unless there's something dangerously close that you think it needs to know, because that relates to your question earlier. So, could you change lanes 2 to the right, please? That's good there. I'm glad you've done it in 2 stages with 2 separate observations. It's too much distance, isn't it, to do it with one?
Yeah.
Things could change, car could speed up into the gap.
Yeah.
Well done. Keep following this lane ahead now. Okay, it's going to lead us back to Markeaton roundabout. Tell me when you see the next speed limit change, please.
Let's see it.
Awesome, good. Now we're going to keep up to date from now with it, yeah?
Yeah.
And we're not going to lose it. Hopefully. So what would you say would be a good aim for the end of the lesson then?
I think to get everything that I've either got confused with to move over there.
No. There's no lines here, but just keep really wide to the left. Follow this road straight ahead to the end, yeah?
I think just to try and smoothen out and get all the kinks out what I need to do.
Yeah, yeah. Just comb a few knots out.
Yeah.
It's not big stuff, but it could lead to a bad thing, couldn't it, kind of thing? It's not big to change, I think is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Anybody coming through last second?
No.
Glad to hear that. Because somebody's going to have to deal with that there at some point today, you can guarantee it. Could have been us. It's quite busy, isn't it? Quite a lot of footfall down here.
Yeah.
Seriously getting there now, which is why I'm super keen that you put loads of time now into your theory, or else you're going to delay yourself. Yeah, so that should be your main focus now, as well as this is important. We still need to do this. Yeah.
So do you think I should go in the middle then?
Well, we're turning right again.
So go right
in the right hand lane, yeah, because the middle's for straight on. And the left's for left.
Yeah. And as we get to those traffic lights, I need to move over.
You need to sort of stop steering right and straighten the tyres up momentarily. So what's the new limit?
40.
Just set your revs and find your bike while you're waiting. Don't, so you're not waiting till the gap's there, then setting. Hand on the handbrake as well. Off. See that line there? Straighten your tyres up here. Okay. Keep straight, and then steer in. Okay. Left signal on. Keep left.
Okay, yeah.
You see the difference? So you're just following that line really. Nothing else can be in that line really, unless it cuts off from the middle lane that's meant to go straight on. Yeah. They could do if you really wanted, but you're going to check your mirrors and you change position. Yeah, so. Got to follow the line round with your eyes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying?
I just get confused because there's quite a lot of lines. And I just
think of the ones that are most relevant for you. Yeah. Or could be, and then work it out from there. So you got straight up to speed that time.
Yeah.
And the speed limit now is going to be. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep. I want you to tell me when the next speed limit changes, because I've been saying what is it? Because I'm prompting you to look, but now I want you to tell me as soon as you see it. If you don't tell me, I'll presume you've not spotted it. I'm glad you're putting your foot down now. Yeah, we don't want that lorry really overtaking us, do we? It's not necessary. Silver car could do. Could do. I've no idea why it's so close to that truck. So why are we doing 60, Jack? Why aren't we doing 70? Because we've got that silver one overtaking, but we are not overtaking ourselves. To be a bit more assertive with your driving, really, you know, and your speed, like you mean it type of thing. Yeah. like you've got an appointment you need to get to. On the test, the way I would summarise it is they're looking for safe progress. If you think about the word progress, it's basically, is it safe to? If it is, we do it. If it's not, we find that line, you know. Okay, so I'll leave you with it. Tell me if you see any, like I said, limit changes.
I haven't seen any yet.
I will help you with the lane positioning on the roundabout though, yeah? Yeah, do you want me to do that? Oh no, you got this one okay, didn't you? So I'll leave you with it.
Yeah, stay in this lane.
Any new speed limits?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you can also stay now because you're established. You might as well. It'd be silly to move across at that point because then you'd move straight back across at the merge here. Any new speed limits?
No.
Okay, so it's still
70 because there's no central 60.
Well, this bit would be 70 because there's a central reservation. Look, there's a physical, but then later on,
changes there.
yeah. See what I mean? So now it's going to be 70 here, but then it's going to be
60.
Yeah, that's it. Just one road here, and we're going to go ahead of the roundabout.
There's a sign there. Speed limit bushes. Straight up across up.
Yeah. What's the speed limit going to be for the new road?
It's
going to be the same, yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Good stuff there. And, you know, it's good that you use the right there because it's making progress. That would be expected on a driving test. If the left-hand lane is so congested, probably a load of them are turning left. So you should, you know, and if you use the right and you get there and you can't go ahead, go round the roundabout and then come off. Simple. Ahead again, yeah. So what's the speed limit then?
50.
Sorry.
Is it 50?
Did you see a new 50 then? Somewhere?
No, it's 60, isn't it?
Is it?
I'm confused now. I haven't seen any signs.
So it must be.
There's a natural speed limit.
Okay, so it must be the same.
Is it?
I'm just testing you. I do know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just making you think, because this is what you. If you were on your own, you would start thinking this to yourself.
Yeah.
You'd have to, because at some point there's going to be a copper behind you, and you're going to be thinking, you know, not that that's the only reason we do the speed limit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Just want you to think independently, I guess.
Yeah.
So what do you think that bit in the middle's for?
If you're turning right anywhere, or bikes, or just to keep a distance between the traffic.
Yeah, I think so. It's a hatched area. Can you drive in it if you need to?
If you need to, yes.
So it's legal.
I don't know. Well, there's no way to turn off.
Yeah.
Apart from a roundabout. So I suppose if everyone's going straight and you're going right.
You've got left here, by the way.
If everyone's going straight on and you're the only one turning right out of everyone, I think it'd be okay.
You could consider pinching a bit of it, couldn't you, and driving through. It's always interesting, that is. I wouldn't consider doing it from way back, because you could commit to something and think, oh dear, now there's an ambulance coming through.
Yeah.
You know, because those areas are useful for emergency services. But as I get closer, I might consider driving through. Yeah, so it's just a hatched area. It can protect turning traffic, but you said there's no junctions on that particular stretch. Crucial that you check the mirrors though before you move into it, because like what we saw, the bike and that's a common one. So did you see anything new in terms of speed when you drove into this road off the roundabout? Yeah. Did you see the signs?
Yeah, it was as we came off the roundabout.
That's it, yeah.
Right up the edge.
See where the zebra crossings are?
Yep.
Just before them, take the left turn. It's the next road on the left, after the black car. I'll just pull up on the left.
After the bus stop.
Could have gone just before then. Do right more there. So I think if you'd have left it like that at that speed, I think you'd have hit the curb then. You wanted to bring it back in, then if you want to get it closer, then start doing your corrections, because it's only a little correction in, a little correction off. You know what I mean? But if you're still at an angle and then you do another correction, that's an angle coming in and then more angle. See what I mean? It's just worth thinking about. Okay, so I think, well, how do you feel about what we've been going over? I think we pitched it right today, do you, with your needs?
Yeah.
For a start.
Yeah, I think the stuff I needed to go over and just go over everything that I needed to, I think we've done so far.
Do you feel that? Go on, sorry, butting in.
No,
you carry on.
I think we've done what I needed to really sort of do. I think I'm thinking a lot more than what I was before.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think you think?
Yeah, I think.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's good, because that's what it's meant to do. So if that's the case,
yeah,
the goal, well, you said earlier, to be able to do it by yourself, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The things that we've said. So going forward,
Yeah.
Shall we look to do that?
Yeah.
So what are the things that you can now do more independently, do you feel? Just so...
I think roundabouts I'm getting there. I think I can be a bit more independent on those. Slowly getting there.
What types of roundabouts are we talking about here?
The ones we've done, so all the spider roundabouts, you say.
Spiral.
Spiral. Yeah.
What part is it though? Because it's very broad.
Changing the lanes and just getting in the correct lane, I think it is.
Yeah. At what point?
At the right point. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what it is most.
Yeah.
I think just keeping up to progress with my speed and the speed limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're probably the main things.
I would agree. So with that said, I just wanted to know whether it was all at the tip of your tongue, on your brain.
Yeah.
With that said, shall we go off and look to do some more that isn't the same area? And I'll kind of just leave it with you unless you need me.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll be a good one.
Good.
We can also look at overtaking while we're at it, and your judgment, just making sure you're not gonna
put myself in danger.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't sound his horn really, because it would have been a bit off-putting. He did flash his lights out, didn't he?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Emergency stop. You said you wanted to recap, which is why I've kind of just brought us in here, just for a recap. But are you happy to do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to recap then, you're going to be putting your clutch down, what did you say?
Literally as I'm about to stop, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, I mean you're braking, you said something you're going to do differently with your braking.
Oh yeah, be a bit more firm with it, like don't be afraid.
Yeah, a bit firmer, a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything good with moving off and that, yeah?
Yeah.
Everything else good?
I remember to, as soon as you stop, to immediately put the handbrake on. Take out a gear, put the handbrake on.
You got it.
And then move off when you're ready.
6-point check, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright Jack, drive on when you're ready and I will give you the instruction, which will be stop, but don't do anything till I give you the instruction, okay?
Yeah.
And just wait for me to ask you to drive on. Once you've stopped.
That lady got the car up there, I didn't see her.
Don't know.
Yeah, she did, she's
Oh, that one, yeah. I thought you meant that one.
That's why I had my signal on, because I wasn't sure if she was
okay.
in the car or not.
Stop.
Sorry.
Thank you. Drive on when you're ready. That was perfect. That was the only thing I'd say is get your handbrake on a second earlier. But the braking, I mean, how did you feel? Did you feel it was assertive, firmer, earlier?
I wasn't even ready, because normally you say you're gonna do it, or like you look around properly. I only saw you look at the mirror once.
Yeah. I was fairly up to date with it. I just I'd been checking, well, a lot. My eyes was flickering, and we'd only just moved off. But yeah, that really tested your ability to just act and not expect something, I guess, or kind of expect it.
Yeah, because that's also when you're waiting for something to happen, you're literally on the edge of moving.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm happy with that. If you are,
I think I could have been a little firmer on the brakes.
Yeah, you could. You always could, I guess, but for practice purposes and whatever, it doesn't need to be really. But if you do want to practice your braking, test it in your own car, turn right at the end, test it in your own car, there's nothing around you, I would.
Yeah.
As long as the conditions are right and that.
Very clear junction, is it?
Not at all. So we'll probably recap that when we do a mock test, which won't be a million miles off now with you. We're doing some mock tests. Are you happy to do some mock tests? Think that'd be useful?
Yeah, I think it'd be useful to do some.
So when you do that, what do you need to do with your handbrake sooner? Oh, I just told you, handbrake sooner.
Yeah.
Shut up, Matt.
I'm surprised all these cars and everything park on the corners.
Yeah, I mean, they've all got driveways, I think.
Yeah.
These ones. When you reach the very end of this road, okay, it's not for ages, but when you do, turn right. I didn't really give you many reminders with the lights, like I said it was going to, you know, with the green being ready for green, but it kind of, because we talked about other things I think at the time, but he was kind of doing it anyway, so it's not, nothing really come of it. If I think you're not preparing though going forward, or as you should be,
Yeah.
I'll just let you know, is that alright?
Yeah.
But I won't be super hot on it unless I need to.
Turn it right.
Please, yeah. When you reach the end of this road now, again, it's not for ages, but when you do, turn left when you reach the end, okay? So did you hear about learner drivers being able to legally go on motorways this year? Motorways?
No.
Yeah, so I mean, you never do know with the DVSA.
No. Because my mum wants me to do motorway lessons.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. Get you doing the smart motorways and stuff, and teach you all, you know, all detailed stuff. Fantastic. You know, sometimes, Jack, you got to keep rolling there and get your toe down and get through the gap.
Yeah.
It was a bit similar to the bus thing earlier. You know, in the beginning of the lesson.
Yeah.
I think. Do you agree, or you can answer later? Really pleased with your speed limit and stuff. Do you think you could have gone then on the approach to that roundabout?
Yeah, I think. But I know I could have. But
What I would say is, look where you're going to go,
yeah.
as well as to the right, like,
Yeah.
because it'll make you feel better about carrying on into that direction. You know, because if you know there's no blockages, or the lights aren't changing, or there's no backing up cars, and you think, oh, I've only got to get from there to there, and that car's there. I'm already in second with the clutch up. I'm at a good speed. All I've got to do is just let go of the brake and let myself. And that's really what you want to start looking at doing now.
Okay.
A bit more. If it is the wrong judgment, remember I've got you. I'm watching your every move. I'm not one of them instructors that sits there asleep, if you like, or as good as. So I've got you. If it's the wrong one, I'll verbally tell you, or I'll press, use the pedals. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to follow signs for Nottingham A52.
Okay.
So it kind of is going to ask, it's going to require you to use, you know what I'm trying to get at.
Your bottle.
My what?
Is that your bottle?
Yeah. I've just, thanks for that, because I've been thinking, what's that noise? And it's the air coming out of my water bottle. If the camera's picked it up, then we all know what's going on there. Thanks, Jack. So Nottingham A52, yeah?
Yeah, second X.
That's the one. Shopping at the mini garage.
They're not very mini, are they now?
No.
I suppose the Cooper ones are, but...
Mini on steroids, isn't it? The Cooper one, you mean like the basic shape?
Yeah, the Cooper one is.
The best you're going to get, isn't it? Good, yeah. No need for a signal. No need, because you're positioned early enough. If you're positioned here, it'd be a full-on lane change, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you followed your lines.
Coming off here.
Yeah, try and get your right tyres out of the other lane. Keep popping yourself back centre of the left. How long's the slip road, Jack? Is this going to be safe? Or have you followed the other cars without thinking for yourself?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something to think about for future. That drop to second, create some space between you and this signal. Just create some space. Just ease off. Let it go. You've got all this slip road here. You've got loads of time, Jack. Acres of time. And them guys can crack on if they want behind us, like. So don't worry too much about that, you know. Cancel your signal if you just want to get out of this situation. Stay off the gas, do not press it again, because we're going to get some distance between us and it. And now start to gently ease on, but not so we're going as quick as that, because if we go quicker we'll gain. And now look to do whatever you want to do. But that just felt a bit better. I don't know what your thoughts are. So what mirror are you going to check first before you move back in? What did you need to see first?
Car.
Yeah, good. Cool. So what's your thoughts now that you've got a chance to collect your thoughts now? So all that situation's gone. What's your thoughts on the slip road?
I think it's a bit of a pain, obviously, having a big forklift doing 20 mile an hour and 14.
It's going to happen though, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's part of your driving.
I think it's kind of annoying because all the other cars behind just went round us.
Yeah, we're entering the slip road at a really early time. I mean, you can technically, they're broken lines, but it's a bit unpredictable for the other cars coming up the carriageway. They're not going to expect that to enter as early.
Yeah.
But they sort of steered like this to get on it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you should. You always want to be keeping your driving tyres straight on slip roads, I think, unless there's a proper reason. So on reflection, what would you do differently next time?
Just, as you said, make a bigger gap between us and the car, the forklift. Then get into a gear that you know you can pull away quick enough, get up to speed.
yourself really, and look up to in the distance more. I would say, don't ever follow other road users because they're all generally going to something stupid. That's a GTI.
Yeah.
Certainly took off, didn't it?
Won't be doing that.
Well, to be fair, when it changes to 70 in a bit, when it does, I want you to put your toe down. I don't want you to mess around getting up to 70, like. And I don't want you to cap it off at 60 either, Jack. I want you to get your toe down if if it's safe to do so. Because we're talking about progress quite a bit today, aren't we? On this road for another 4 miles now. Practice it to do it. If you don't never do it, you won't develop that skill, you know. And eventually what happens is you can feel that it's more than 70 just from the feel. You know, when you've done it enough times,
yeah.
You don't even have to look. Well, you look and you think, oh yeah, just what I thought. So what are you thinking?
Moving into
yeah. Now keep at 70 though, don't come in then ease off, because it's eased off, so it's sped up then eased off, so it's pointless what it's doing, it's just constantly speeding up and slowing down. You want to keep it at 70, which means you're then going to go around that and round the van and round the lot of them, but it means early planning from you, early decision making. Looks like they've all sped up a little bit now, doesn't it? Our exit's in about 1 mile.
Just stay behind this.
You could do, yeah, because a mile's not that far, and I believe from when we last saw, there's quite a lot of traffic in front of the van, or the tipper, I think they're called.
Bright green Focus RS.
Is there? We don't want to overtake that one, do we? We don't want him to think we want to race. They'll kill us off in the RS. Well, they had about 300 horsepower.
Yeah. Front wheel drive.
Yeah.
Shreds for tyres.
Yeah. I've been watching lots of car reviews just lately. Watched one on the new Civic Type R.
Yeah.
Meant to set a new record for the Nürburgring.
Yeah, I think they're the fastest.
Front wheel drive.
Front wheel drive.
Yeah.
They're quick, but they're not. If they made it rear wheel drive, it'd be so much quicker.
Because was the Accord rear wheel drive, or was the Accord front wheel drive? It was an import, wasn't it? The Accord.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly.
Isn't it American? Isn't it from America?
I thought it was Japanese.
I know it's Honda's Japanese, but.
Oh, you mean like an American made type, like made for America?
Yeah, I mean like Mitsubishi. No, Honda, sorry. They gave the Accord to America. They were more popular in America than they were here.
I see what you're saying, yeah, it could well be, I'm not sure. So it is the next exit, just so you know. Again, all the same stuff with the speed limits, with the lanes, the lines, the the spirals. Keep up to date.
Yeah.
left yard marker usually. Just let cars know in good time what we're going to do. We're going to turn right for Long Eaton at the roundabout. So your positioning, you see the taxis is already there behind us. So then it's hard for you to get across if he speeds up into your space. And then you're running out of road. So if that's why I told you earlier, because I wanted you to get straight over. You can do the rest of the planning later, but you know you're turning right, don't you? So you might as well, as soon as that, follow that line into the right.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're turning right for Long Eaton, okay? You know, if you couldn't see the road very well because of this truck, what would you do as you drive forwards?
Have a look around.
Drop back and create more space, you can see the ground. The ground and floor
yeah.
markings.
Yeah, Long Eaton.
Okay.
Please go middle.
Well done.
Slow to the left.
Well done. Anything close?
Yeah, there's a mini right up above.
Mega close, eh? Mega.
You can hear his music, it's so close.
I can hear him breathing. I can smell his breath. I might open the boot. He can go and sit in the back if he wants. Sit on the back seat. As long as he don't drive in there.
Probably get the mini in it.
Yeah, it's not a bad little one to give it a little right signal there. A couple of flashes, because you could have gone left as well in that lane. You sort of got the choice. It's good stuff, that. Have we done this one before?
I think so, yeah. Actually, yeah, we have.
Does it make more sense every time you do it?
Yeah.
Well done. It's important because that one out there ain't like controlled,
Yeah.
so your signal's going to matter. Just come left a bit more. You know, like you would if you were racing. Imagine on your racing game, you wouldn't be all getting that right corner there, would you? You'd be on the left. Why would you be on the left on your racing game? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think you would?
Gives you a wider angle around the corner.
And anything to do with view, better visibility earlier?
Yeah.
There we go, same again. So always keep thinking about that and adding stuff into your, to this
Yeah.
from that. It's kind of a relatable thing. At the roundabout, turn left. What's the speed limit going to be then in this new road?
No, same. No, it can't be the same because there was an actual speed limit there.
You've just missed it, you drove past it. Some 40s either side of you.
Yeah.
Alright. So you've got to be moving them eyes, you've got to be being a bit more nosy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's one there.
You repeat here in case you missed it. That looks like a fairly new one as well.
It's going to change down to 30.
That's good forward planning.
So there's no point in me speeding up to 40.
And again, good planning. Take the next road on the left, please, Jack. And where the bus just seen it got that much space.
Yeah.
Just got it in for you. I think it's a bend, isn't it? We've got paint to highlight more danger. Yeah, there's the junction. Don't come down here very often. So that, you know, that's what I'm thinking in my head. I can see paint, bend or junction.
Yeah. That's what I really thought. And there's a junction there, but it wasn't. It was the bend of the corner.
Yeah. When you get to the end of the road, turn right. Bit of an awkward place, isn't it, that to park?
Yeah.
Just hope something don't come shooting down here.
It's really national speed.
Well done, get the hang of this now.
I think by just speaking out loud helps.
It always does, yeah, everybody says it. There's the ones you missed, Jack. Oh, we're turning right.
Oh, sorry.
So you're going to have to put your, you know when you do go, you've got to put your toe, because you've got quite a long distance to get across. You have to get your toe down a little bit. If you check your rear view mirror now, you see the 40s that you missed coming down the hill.
Yeah.
Quite big, aren't they, and obvious
Yes.
on reflection.
Yeah.
At the roundabout, follow signs for Derby, A52.
Yeah. Second exit.
Yep.
So let's go middle.
Well done. Foot down, Jack. You don't want to be changing gear when you normally do in that situation. You were fine to go. More revs, more revs, more revs, change, quick change, back on the revs, you know what I mean? Because you've got a big lorry coming up that's established at a good 30 mile an hour. The initial judgment's safe, but the driving thereafter has to be different to take that gap. Got an old Ford Fiesta overtaking us on the right. Can you get your foot down a bit, Jack, for us? You're doing 50, aren't you? And you've got a nice long runway here. See what I mean? You need to be utilising that a bit more. Keep on the gas though, you're just capping it off at 56. So the Fiesta, the lorry's going to be gaining on you there and you're easing off.
I think it's because I'm just not used to revving the engine line.
Use it, that's what it's there for, yeah? Yeah, it's well...
I'm used to hearing the engine rev high, but it's different to a game or someone else doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go for it before they catch up. Let's go. That's it. Ease off, don't feel pressured. This one's only doing about 65. Back to 70 and hold it. Don't feel pressured. And if you did need to move back into the left, it's pointless, but if you did, again, don't feel pressured, you wait until you see it there again. So what's this silver one going to do then?
Staying where he is. That guy's flashing behind me.
Is there something wrong with our car? Are we breaking down? As far as I see, we're doing 70 and overtaking in the overtaking lane, as far as I can see. But yeah, it'd be dangerous to ease off. I think keep that going at 70. To ease off would mean almost braking. To come into that gap and doing 60 or whatnot. So if we can diffuse the situation, it's not a situation, it's not tailgating. If we can diffuse it by moving in maybe, well, when you have adequate clearance from this van, how close are you going to be to that van?
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about adequate clearance, using this guy. So for me, if I were driving, it'd be after the third van up there, the third vehicle here, personally. You know, if the car behind wants to do 90 and whatever, well, about your following distance?
Bit too close.
Liverpool.
If I back off any more, the car behind me closer.
But if you get, we'll talk about that in a moment. You're holding a nice middle of the lane position. Well done for that. Let him know behind what we're going to do. I didn't know him, did you?
No.
Strange that. The way he beeps like somebody I know. I tell you what though, I'm not keen on being bullied out of the way when I'm doing the right thing, doing 70, you know. Do you know what I mean?
You're doing the limit, you're not breaking.
So, all that distance then, if you'd have eased off, you'd have had to... It wouldn't have made any sense. Do you know what I mean? Like...
He wants to do 70 and a 40, go ahead. Your points on your licence.
Yeah. So just keep following the straight ahead jack for Pentagon Island and straight on when you get there. There is also this, like I said, to when people like they're better off in front of you. But it wasn't really tailgating. Only right.
Tailgating until I hit my signal on.
Yeah. And then you didn't move over fast enough for his liking, Mr. Expert Driver. Oh, there you go.
He was already flashing before you pulled in behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, way back, yeah. Because that's the other thing, like you might think, oh, I might nip in here to let him pass, but you probably cut the car on the left up if you do that. And as well, you'll cut the car on the left up. If you ease in, if you give adequate clearance after you've overtook on the left, then move in, and then ease off, you'll start the car on the left hand lane down as well. So I honestly think the best thing then was to keep going until we had a clearance. Have you ever used cruise control? Because it's really good, you know, for keeping you at 40. Because it's quite difficult sometimes to stick at 40 on this in this type of situation because it's so open. So it can be quite helpful. You interested in using it? Yeah. It is, yeah. It's like you got your bottom for slow down and the top. So if you press the top one, like two little finger grooves on it. Yeah, the top one. There you go. Press the bottom one, it'll lower the speed to 40. Just keep your hand on the steering wheel still, and then feel the actual, and then press bottom lever at the back. That's it. So that'll keep you at 40 now. Oh, even though it's changed, sorry. All that time it changed to 70. But you can use that going forwards if you wish. The way to disable it is just press the tip of the of that. Straight ahead, city centre.
Second, stay in this middle lane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Make sure there's no bikes coming through again. Deja vu. It's a big wheel.
It is a big wheel. Let's hope it don't change lanes and not check. We really don't want to be at the side of it. So what I'd do, Jack, just ease off and let it go so that it would see us in its mirror. You don't want to sit in any. I mean, he always got to do is look down and see you, but I wouldn't leave it to chance. So don't get at the side of him unless you've got to clear him where you just pass him. Do you see what I mean? Your lane opens up, take the right side. No need for a signal. That, to me, if I was behind you now, I think you'd have changed lanes. And also, you signalled after you'd positioned anyway, it was pointless. A bit like, Pentagon Island earlier, I said, oh, you didn't need to signal there. Because you've just positioned, it's when your lane opens up. So it's like this and then it opens. Well, if you open at the opening, you're just following the road. There's no need for a signal. Your position's already told everybody. The only time you need a signal is if you position late.
Yeah.
It's a lane change then, pretty much. Still check your mirrors like you did, because that's good to know if anybody else is doing it prematurely. Keep me up to date with those speed limits as well if you can.
Yeah.
And change lanes one to the left when it's safe.
Carry on straight.
Please, yeah.
Just going to change to 30 after the lights.
Good. Can't we do on this road? What's the sign underneath it mean?
I don't actually know what the sign is. I'm trying to remember what it means.
It means no stopping.
Or along this road.
Well, underneath it, it had a rectangle. Rectangles give information, and did you see what it said underneath?
No, I was looking at the sign.
It said end, so it's the end of that no stopping zone.
Ah, okay.
So you could stop here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's double yellow lines, isn't it?
Yeah. What do double yellow lines mean then?
Can't park there.
What? Yeah, correct. What can you do?
Stop if you break down, because I suppose you can't really go anywhere if you've broken down.
Yeah, you ain't got a choice about it, have you, really? Depending on how bad the breakdown is.
Yeah.
But what can you do legally though on them?
You drop someone off.
You can. At the roundabout, we'll be turning right. Heading towards Burton A38, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can set down and pick up passengers on double yellows.
Okay.
And you can load and unload.
Unless it says otherwise.
Unless it says other, yeah, it does. Actually, that's I was going to add that bit on. I didn't expect you to.
Okay.
But that's even better than you did. Yeah.
So I remember seeing like signs that says like no loading apart from like authorised vehicles.
Yeah. So it might be that you have a permit.
I need my signal.
Yeah, I would. Just clear it up where you're going.
Do you like circuses? Not really.
I don't even really got an opinion on it, really. Circuses.
My mum hates clowns.
Just say. I've never seen that one there before.
It was up like 2 days ago or something like
There's a lot of gear to get in there.
that. Yeah.
God, I wouldn't fancy packing all that up and putting it. Can you imagine?
They're not allowed to use animals anymore.
No. Sorry?
So they've converted to dirt bikes.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Is that what? Is that like a what's it?
Yeah, they do like the cage, like balls or like spheres or thing, and then go around all the bikes.
Yeah. I remember being a kid going to Blackpool,
Yeah.
and the circus was still like full of animals and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh, it's like Dumbo.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get a bit older, you realise it's actually just sick.
It's just cruel.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Who says we aren't that life that we can lock it up? Who said? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who gives us that right? It's man again, innit? Thinking that we own everything.
Yeah.
Just a generalisation there. Controlled crossroads, just go straight ahead, and we're going to go straight ahead. I don't know really, is it quicker to go right at the roundabout at the hospital?
Yeah.
We'll do that. You can look at your spiral as well on it, can't you? And that. Drop back a little bit. We're coming to a red light. I can see you through the gas, look.
Yeah.
But you're still on the gas, going faster than this, so we're getting too close. Anybody squeeze through there? Because you might want to get closer if they are. You know, closer than you usually would to the blue. I don't even know if it's blue. Some of these colours these days are like... I mean, for one, who would buy a car with a certain... Oh, shut up, Matt. I'm going to offend people.
A nice Lexus.
I quite like them, do you?
They're expensive. Or the R version of those are expensive. Like 90 grand.
Some of the older ones are like proper tanks, aren't they?
Yeah. I like the old Lexus IS 300s.
Is that a new model?
No, the older ones, because they've got the same engine as the Toyota Supra. So they make a lot of power.
Right.
They don't look fast, but when
way back, you know, after them lights, because sometimes they're busy up here and you lose, especially with these lights, because it slows things down early, you lose the opportunity.
Yeah.
Just something to think about. You know, with this one lane here, as we get close to the end, it might open up to 2. It might not.
What, this one?
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Don't worry about it. I was just going to use an example there, but it's fine. Turning right then.
Yeah.
For Burton, yeah.
Coming up here, aren't
Yeah. That's better, Jack. Now, because you're using your feet quicker, it'll just take you a bit to adjust and move you, you know, but that's fine, that's all part of it, so don't you worry about that little bit of a rev there, don't worry about that.
So what would I need to do then if I'm going faster?
Good stuff. Sorry?
What would I need to do if I'm doing that then to change the
Higher, faster acceleration, you mean?
Yeah.
Just quicker feet. It's just what it requires, yeah. So just you can
change gear quicker.
Yeah, basically you can come off the clutch quicker, but don't go on the gas before your clutch has come off. It's just getting your timing back in sync. That's all. It happens with everybody at start, and after a couple of just 2, 3, 4 times, you get that muscle memory working. That's the first time you've really sped up in that manner, I believe.
Yeah.
So well done, and yeah, keep at it when safe. So is the max speed 50? No, good. Well, nice line here. Making some noises, that bottle is.
Yeah.
I thought I sorted it out earlier on. Just keeps picking up.
To check when the lorry was in rearview mirror.
I can tell. So I won't give you directions, just take us back to yours, unless you want me to give you directions. Oh, and that, I can see the cover there, yeah. I was thinking, you know, you're doing alright when you live opposite a golf course, and then he's got a Ferrari in his garage. What are you having done?
Replacing the side door at the back, the utility room, and we're getting rid of the French doors in the lounge and putting a big window in the front door. Because they're just leaking air.
Oh, do they?
So they're like, just Let's do it.
And you were feeling it last week then when it was a bit cold. It was cold as well, wasn't it? -5 and that. All right, Jack. So brings us to the end of the session. How do you feel things have gone?
I think they've gone well.
Yeah.
Definitely think things I needed to improve on have been improved on.
Yeah.
Especially like just keeping up with the road speeds and more aware of when to change lanes, especially with that lorry.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
And then getting better at the spiral roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slowly getting the hang of them, doing them myself now,
Yeah.
which is good. Yeah.
Whenever we did the spiral roundabouts, you're absolutely fine on them. You know, I think the one area is just when roads open.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a roundabout format, 'cause I think you get that. Well, you showed me that you do.
Yeah. I think the thing I just get a bit confused on is like if there's a road going off, then it will split into 2 lanes as well going round on some of them. I think that's what confuses me.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to... Sorry, go on.
no, that's pretty much it. I'll get there.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, do you want to sort of make sure we have a look at it next lesson and make sure that you are...
100% on it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from today's lesson that you feel needs... that you could do with developing, do you feel? I agree it's all gone well and there's been loads of improvements with all areas.
Yeah. I think as you said, just like getting properly up to speed quickly.
Yeah, I agree.
I think like I don't think I'm used to in my head of actually putting my foot down yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm still new to this, so but get used to it.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Sure you'll become accustomed to it sooner rather than later. Yeah. So we'll go. I guess then we'll go off and do some faster driving next week. Same again. Look at lots of different systems. Probably. Have we drove to Nottingham yet?
Not into towns, but we've driven along the A52. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, we've driven along there a few times.
That might be useful. Go somewhere we've got but I mean, I'm familiar with it. It's not like driving around Derby. I know where every road opens and every this and that.
Yeah.
I kind of do in Nottingham, but not fully. So it's like we've both got to be really on it there.
Yeah. Do you think
that could be good? Go on.
the sat nav might be good as well, so I've got to do that on my test.
Yeah, we could set it to Nottingham, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Could do that. And see the sat nav messes up the systems and stuff, and we'll have to think on our feet and do. That might be a good plan.
Yeah.
The other plan is really going forward from that is to start familiarising you with the test centre area as well, because that shares a lot of those principles.
Yeah. What
So
about the Bay Park as well?
Haven't we done that?
No, we've done Parallel Park and like I think the only Bay Park I've done was when we went to Starbucks. And I had to pull in a bay.
Oh right, yeah. Okay. Well, it's up to you. Whatever order you want to do it in, I'm happy with whatever.
I think stick with the plan that we've just said.
Yeah.
Faster roads and a bit of sat nav.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep that continuity with it.
Yeah.
And if you're out this week, just brief your supervisor on what it is that your needs are at the moment and where you're at.
Yep.
But I think apart from that, quite happy with everything.
Yeah.
I think it was the right plan.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it before I met you, and I thought, what's going to be best today?
Yeah.
And it is really, it's that extra with the faster stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Major stop. Are you alright with that then? Feel better?
Yeah, I think I'll be alright. I think on my test I know to just don't be shy on the brakes. Yeah.
Okay. Get the handbrake on a bit sooner, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright then, Jack. Well, I'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, we'll do.
Alright. Same time, isn't it? Yeah, same
No,
time.
actually I'm not here next week.
Oh no, it's going to be the week after, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got work experience.
That leaves me with a Oh no, I've already filled that slot actually. Yeah, but yeah, that's cool. So I'll see you the week after. I'll be interested to know how you get on with your work experience as well.
Yeah,
it's an interesting gig you've got.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Nice one. Cheers, Jack.